Fabulous scenes here at Brands Hatch as Joe Collier, Mason Law and James Lodge celebrate on the podium after their success in the National Superstock 600s. 3 young men to look out for in the future, and a few more lining up now on the grid for the Motostar Championship. This is the 125 and Moto 3 combined race, so expect plenty more bumping and barging, and hopefully another race to match what we've already seen so far here today. It's been fantastic stuff. We're expecting plenty more. 22 laps of the Motostar British Championship with Jack and James.
Joe Irving, number 66, on pole position, but alongside him, just check out number 76, Ryan Saxelby. He's about 38 years old now. He's been tuning some winning machinery over the last couple of seasons, and for some inexplicable reason, he can't resist having another go himself, and apparently he's trained himself down to a super fit, trim young lad again, James.
Yeah, Ryan, I train with Ryan all the time. I said train, I'm not training no more, but he has been doing over the last 6 months. He decided that because he didn't have anybody who wanted to run his 125 machine, his 2-stroke, he runs also a Moto 3 bike as well, a 4-stroke, that he'd have a go himself. He's lost a lot of weight, he's down to about 9 stone, looks ill, but he's certainly fit enough, and he's put it on 2nd place on the grid, and I can't believe it, and good luck to the lad, he's loving it.
Ryan actually started racing scooters, and he raced BSB 125 this championship from 1999 to 2009. His best results were 5th place, Alton Park and here at Brands Hatch. And then he said, and then he started to concentrate on the mechanical side, and he has done so brilliantly, James, with winning rides from people like Kat Green, the first lady to win a race at a British Superbike round.
Yeah, in actual fact, James Lodge, the man you've just seen in the Superstock 6 class winning, he actually won 2 championships on the 125 2-stroke GP bike that was tuned at home by Ryan Saxelby.
And Andy Reid is actually on Andy Reid's bike from last year. The bike that Andy Reid was winning on last year and creating his reputation on was the Ryan Saxelby bike that Ryan is now on here. Yeah, I love the description of him as being looking rather ill, having trained so hard.
We go out for it, like I said, we go out for a cut every couple of weeks, load of X-racers and racers and young and old, and he stopped eating anything that's got any butter gone anywhere near it or any kind of fat. He's eating vegetables only, that's all.
This then is the starting grid. The aforementioned Ryan Saxelby 2nd on the grid to Moto 3's Joe Irving, 3rd in the championship last year, with Ed Rendell completing the front row of the grid on his 125 Honda. 2nd row of the grid, Jason Uribe, the young American, on Moto 3 alongside Jordan Weaving and Charlie Nesbitt. Weaving's bike is enough to perforate your eardrums. Daniel Costilla on the Replicast Moto 3 bike is 7th on the grid, ahead of Taz Taylor and Anthony Alonso. And 4th row of the grid, Alex Persson, Chris Taylor and Josh Owens. So awaiting the start of the Moto 3 stroke 125 championship, the Motol British Motostar Championship, and we have a reduced race distance of 16 laps for these boys, as the sun is already not exactly getting low in the sky, but the evening is the afternoon is wearing on as we approach 20 minutes to 4.
We'll keep around the Californian, number 36 on the lefty shot there, Uribe, Jason Uribe, from California, only 15. He's on the Fireplace Warehouse Racing. He's on actually the Moto 3 bike. He's on the 4-stroke. Biggest lad for 15, I've got to say.
He's a student, as you would expect at that age, from Napa Valley in California. And finished 11th in the Motostar 125 GP Championship last year, known to his pals as JJ. So Jason Uribe on the 2nd row of the grid behind Joe Irving, Ryan Saxelby and number 12, Ed Rendell. So the red flag gets held aloft until the lights, as he departs, the red light will go on, and when that light goes off, it'll be time for the riders to make a break. Head down, look at that, you get plenty of 2-stroke fumes there, filling the air at Brands Hatch as they surge down towards the first turn. Brilliant start for the tall figure of Ed Rendell. He moves through into 2nd place, or 3rd place on the grid. Yeah, that looks like Joe Irving, the poleman, who's got in front there. Saxelby's 4th. That could be Jordan Weaving, who might have motored his way through into 2nd place. The South African lad, number 34. It is Weaving there. Rendell in 3rd. Saxelby, Uri, Taylor, Nesbitt, Costilla, Josh Owens. That is the top 9 as they go down the bottom straight. Now the Cooper straight and left into Surtees.
Watch Saxelby, he's already taken third. He's...
oh dear,
and this
where's he going?
Just watch, this is a rocket ship bike. He's a 2-stroke. Most of the riders is with a 4-stroke. That's him, 76. He's on the outside now with Jordan Weaving. He says this bike's quick, so just let's see. Yep, I would agree with him.
Tucks inside Jordan Weaving and is able to grab him on the brakes. Remember, this is a gentleman now, you know, approaching 40, approaching that the twilight years of his of his youth, shall we say? And he's, oh, look at that line into Druids.
Yep.
Well. Hey, remember that he's never had a result in all those years he rode BSP. He never finished better than 5th. So
no,
this is a bit of a breakthrough for Ryan Saxelby.
It absolutely is, and I actually don't think in his heyday and his proper racing days, let's say, he actually took it as serious as what he is doing now. He really has taken it seriously. The training, the losing the weight, the doing the right kind of training. Dead easy to go training if you're not eating right and doing the right kind of training to put weight on. He wanted to lose weight and get stronger. And who's to argue with him? Pushing for the lead now.
And here he is, right on the back wheel of the Toad, Joe. This is going to get interesting. Ryan Saxelby, has he taken a leaf out of the way that Andrew Reid rode that bike last year?
I've got to admit, I'm a little bit scared for Ryan. I don't know quite what's going on now.
And he took that talk about heading for an early apex, but he made it stick.
Yeah,
and he's now in the lead, eating up a bit of curb. The third of 16 laps.
Number 66 on the 4-stroke KTM there. That's Joe Irvine. He's a home first lad. Saxelby from just actually north of Sheffield, so the Huddersfield side of Sheffield. That's why we spend a bit of time with him. But Joe Irvine also trains with us a little bit, as does James Lodge and several other racers and ex-racers.
So Joe Irving is on the red line KTM that was campaigned by previously by Taz McKenzie, and he's just in behind Ryan Saxelby as they come back onto the start and finish straight. Now, what was Andrew Reid describing to us about some nutty setup that Saxelby has, where he can actually adjust something on the engine of that 125?
He can adjust the jetting as he's going round. He's got some kind of thing where he can adjust the height of the needle that goes into the carburetor and mixes the fuel with the air. He can do that from on board. But he's a very, very talented engineer in all in all ways. He's Saxelby. He really is. He's got his own dyno up there in Penistone, and he understands exactly, especially how a 2-stroke works. But he's getting better with a 4-stroke now as well.
He's set the fastest lap, 50.638. At the moment, though, he's got some pretty hot company because Joe Irving, whose confidence increased throughout the second half of last season, is sitting right there in his slipstream on the red line. KTM, the thundering 254-stroke, comes up alongside Ryan Saxelby and grabs the lead back as they drop into Paddock Hill. Third in the Motostar Moto3 Championship last year. Joe Irving won Assen, Brands, and twice double winner here at the Brands GP circuit. All his victories happened right in the last third of the season. He was definitely, his confidence just increased and blossomed as the year went on.
Yep, Joe Irving in the lead on the orange KTM. He's on the 4-stroke 250cc machine, number 76. Ryan Saxelby on the 125 2-stroke. Strangely enough, you'd think there'd be a lot in it power-wise. There actually isn't. They're about the same. In fact, some of the 2-strokes have a little bit more top end than the 4-strokes. They tend not to go out the corners as well.
In third place, Jordan Weaving, the young man from Cape Town, South Africa. He actually switched from a 125, bike number 34, from a 125 to the 254-stroke midway through last season. Having finished second here at Brands Indy on a 125, third at Thruxton, moved to Moto3 and won Knockhill and Oulton Park.
Yeah, it's Ed Rendell, number 12 on the yellow bike, just gone out of bottom of shot. That's on the second of the 2-strokes. Everybody else in the top. So Irving leading, he's 4-stroke. Saxelby 2-stroke, Weaving 4-stroke, Uri 4-stroke, Rendell 2-stroke.
This is the battle for 7th place with Bradley Ray. Little Bradley Ray is in there, number 28, who's had some quite a bit of success in the Red Bull Rookies Championship.
Not as little as he was, Jack, isn't Brad Ray?
Oh, isn't he?
He's growing up a bit. They tend to do it at that age, you know.
They do. It takes you by surprise, doesn't it? And you don't always recognise them as a result of that. As they come howling down the straight now, and a clear lead of some 1.04 seconds for Joe Irving, ahead of Ryan Saxelby. There's number 6, Taz Taylor, trying to find a way past Bradley Ray. Bradley Ray's ahead of him there. It's the number 86 bike of Nesbitt that he's nibbling at, and he's getting through, I think.
Number 6 there. Yeah, that's Tastel. He's on the second of the Fireplace Warehouse bikes. That's a team run from up there in Lancashire, as the name would suggest. They sell log burners and fires and fireplaces. Strange, that one.
I had a friend who got a log burner. He said he didn't have enough forest to go around. He said the thing was just eating up logs.
Oh, I've got a log burner. Wouldn't be without it. Even on a warm night, I like to look at it.
Irving leads. Saxelby. Weaving moves second. So it's a Moto3 1-2. Jordan Weaving has moved into second place behind Joe Irving. Ryan Saxelby demoted to third. Irving sets the fastest lap of the race, 50.47. And once again proving that the track is not running as fast here as it did in 2013. In fact, Sam Owens actually holds the lap record round here on a 125 Honda for this class, set in 2001. It's the oldest lap record here, 48.998.
We saw there number 34 pull a strip of tape from his radiator. They do that by use of a little bit of wire that goes up to the handlebars, and if they watch the temperature gauge, really critical, these single cylinders, on temperature of the engine. It goes too warm, it actually loses power. It goes too cold, it can seize up. So you actually watch your temperature gauge and pull a strip of tape off the radiator, thereby allowing it to cool down a bit more if it gets too warm.
And Jason Uribe, the American, moves past the South African. So that distinctively coloured, well, Norwich City coloured motorcycle there of Jason Uribe. Remember, that FPW team, they won the championship 2 years ago with Luke Hedger.
They did, yep.
And the American is certainly putting the pressure on Ryan Saxelby. At the moment, Saxelby has that second place. Joe Irving running at the front ahead of Jordan Weaving. I think we've got a lapper coming into view already.
And you just saw these lads are having to work quite hard, because we saw Ryan Saxelby then pulling a strip of his tape off. You obviously do that with the left hand. You need your right hand on the throttle at all times. But you've plenty on. You've got to keep tucked in. It makes a big difference on these things, and look at all your instruments and keep the engine running at the right temperature. Back marker's in already. That's number 100. That's Stephen Campbell.
And as they dive downhill, Irving has a lead of 2.7 seconds. This is the scrap for the rostrum places. 4 into 2 doesn't go. 2 of them are going to be disappointed. At the moment, Saxelby and Weaving are the boys who own the rostrum places. Uribe and Rendell right behind them. Rendell is a tall lad. It's difficult for him to tuck into a 125.
And he's been an unlucky lad as well in this class. You know, we've seen him several times get hit by other people. We saw him get hit by James Lodge's bike on its own. James Lodge jumped off it some metres before that, and the bike then hit Ed Rendell at Cadwell.
I think Cadwell's his bogey trap, because he actually went off the edge of Barn Corner and broke his leg.
He did, yeah.
So Irving leading the way, will be on completing 9 laps out of 16. In fact, 10 laps after 16 complete. On to the 11th lap, and this battle rages for second place. And another battle rages behind, with Bradley Ray, number 28, ahead of Taz Taylor, Nesbitt, Costilla.
Because of some of these kids are really small and really young, they're very light, to not have them have an advantage on the weight, the lack of weight, making the bikes really quick. What they have is a 136 kilo rider and bike and fuel and oil limit, so you're not allowed to weigh less than that.
By the way, the number 24 bike in that little cluster is yet another American, James, Danny Costilla.
Oh, yeah.
He's a 14-year-old from Valley Center, California. Should he be at home at school?
Technically, yes, I think he should.
His nickname's Danger. Daniel Danger Costilla.
He'll be learning a lot more coming racing abroad, I'll tell you. The
he's
University of Life.
He's the University of Life. He's attending right here at Brands Hatch, the Indy circuit, and he's lying at the moment 4th in this pack as they cross the line. And number 6, Taz Taylor, squeezes through there.
There's your leader. That's Irving going through. Ryan Saxelby still clinging on to that second place from Jordan Weaving now, looking dangerous here, Jordan. Not dangerous on the bike, but just looking dangerous to Saxelby.
So this quartet still battling over second and third places. Irving in the lead, has completed those 11 laps with a lead of 3.8 seconds.
I would just got into this before, but got kind of taken up with the action on track. You would think that a 250cc bike would go a lot quicker than a 125cc bike. However, obviously the 4-strokes are the 250s, 2-strokes are the 125s. And if you think that a 2-stroke fires every time the piston comes to the top and a 4-stroke every other time the piston comes to the top, that's why it's so well balanced. because in effect they're doing it's the same amount of firing that's going on of fuel.
Now, Ryan Saxelby has got his second wind. It's all that fitness training, James, and eating well, and he's just moving. He's slightly clear of what is now becoming an intense battle for the final rostrum place, with Weaving, Uribe and Ed Rendell all involved.
Well, the big thing now is whether Ryan Saxelby, at his age, can actually not nod off this last couple of 3 laps. If you can see, if you look on that bottom straight, there's several pieces of tape, so that is the place on the track that's safest and easiest for the riders to actually pull the wire, get the tape off the radiator and allow the engine to cool down a little bit. There's several bits.
This is a great international contest here for third place, because we've got South Africa's Jordan Weaving from Cape Town. Yep. We've got the young American Jason Uribe riding number 36, and then we've got the tall 22-year-old from Chelmsford, who's a roadside breakdown assistant, Ed Rendell, on number 12.
Is that where they got the yellow paint from?
Probably. Is it the AA he works for?
I don't know, but he certainly likes yellow. Maybe he's getting the that's close between Rendell and Uribe there.
Lapping the number 4 machine of Louis Valelli from Maidstone on the 6321 Creswell Racing KTM.
And you're dead right, Saxon. You see the bits of tape in the background, Jack? Yeah. That's where they've ended up. They've been pulled off the radiators. And
suddenly, Saxelby has made the break.
Yeah, he's got.
And Weaving also is creeping away, is he?
Yep, he is. And with they're on 14 of 16, so just 2 laps left as they go over the line now.
Great ride by Joe Irving. He's cleared off. Irving with a comfortable lead now with a whisker under 3 seconds. Saxelby second. Weaving is third. And then Uribe and Rendell wrenching one another around for third place. Then behind them, Taz Taylor, Bradley Ray 7th, Nesbitt Costilla in 8th and 9th place. And then Person and Flitcroft fighting for 10th. The leader in the 4-stroke class, obviously, is Joe Irving. Second is Jordan Weaving. Third is Jason Uribe. The 125 class, Saxelby, second overall, leads that, ahead of Ed Rendell in second. And number 6, Taz Taylor from Mansfield Woodhouse on his FPW Racing Hookless Holidays Lloyton Honda. What? I don't know what that means.
I'm glad it's your job to get all them team names out. I really am.
The final lap, Irving still has that comfortable lead, 2.5 seconds. Here's Jordan Weaving cutting through in third place. So it looks like we're going to have Joe Irving victorious if he stays in one piece. Look at Ed Rendell moves up the inside of Jason Uribe. Oh, Uribe just cuts across the front.
Uribe goes wide though.
So they're really cutting it up hard here to try and get themselves. Actually, of course, that one of them's on a 4-stroke and the other on a 2-stroke. So I suppose in the end, James, it's kind of semi-relevant, isn't it?
It kind of is, but you still want to win, don't you?
At the front, though, what about Joe Irving? He's 16 years old, now working as a chef at presumably at his dad's restaurant/pub. And he's about to win here in the first race in the Motostar Championship of 2014. It's victory for Joe Irving, carrying on where he left off in 2013. Saxelby, a splendid second.
Absolutely.
His best race ever in his long and illustrious career. And of course he wins the 125 class. Jordan Weaving third, Jason Uribe fourth. They therefore are second and third in the Moto 3 class. And then Ed Rendell and Bradley Ray at the last moment there gets the better of Taz Taylor to get onto the rostrum in the 125 GP class. But a great ride on the red line KTM for Joe Irving. So we've got 2 separate categories racing out here, of course, in the Motostar Championship. Number 76, Ryan Saxelby. What a return to the racetrack, James. Well, you know, just when you're out training with him next, just say, well, perhaps it is worth it,
I'll tell
Ryan.
you what, we've been taking the mick out of Ryan Saxelby now for about 3 months, saying, what are you thinking about, you daft old sod? You are going to get your backside kicked. Proved us wrong. Staying off that curry obviously worked.
Tell him a celebratory curry is in order tonight.
Yes.
The 2014 Motostar British Championship kicked off like this. Joe Irving, Moto 3, wins overall ahead of Ryan Saxelby's splendid 125 Honda. Jordan Weaving, KTM, finishes third ahead of Jason Uribe's Honda. Ed Rendell 125 with Taylor's Lighton Honda just whiskered on the line by Bradley Ray. Costilla on the Replicast finishes 8th ahead of similarly mounted Nesbitt, with Flitcroft in 10th place. 11th place goes to Person, 12th place to Alonso, 13th Taylor, 14th Schluten, 15th Polden, and then behind them Owens, Brewers, Booth, Amos, Shelton and Ward on the Lighton Honda is 20th. The Moto3 standings in the Motostar British Championship. After that first race, 25 points for Joe Irving, 20 for Jordan Weaving. In third place, Uribe on 16 points. Costilla, 13 points. 11 for Nesbitt, 10 for Taylor. Luton in 7th place gets 9. Polden in 8th place gets 8 points ahead of Brewers and Booth Amos